Good evening, everybody. Welcome, welcome to Transplant Talk with Nyshonda. Listen, we are absolutely trying to do things new. We're going to shake it up in 2021. And I'm actually going live on Instagram as well. So if you're following me on Instagram, Save 1000 Lives, we're going live there too. So we're trying to really branch out and get this information out there for everybody. Okay, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay, we have a very special show tonight, a very special couple. Hey, I'm waiting for my guest to come on to Instagram so that everybody can see what's going on both media platforms. So that's what I'm waiting for. My guest tonight is a true warrior. She's a true kidney warrior. All right. This is very new. Well, it's not very new because well, look at God. Because we have, hey, I'm going to get back to you, Steve. They throwing all these comments coming at me. But my guest tonight was diagnosed very early with Wilms tumor. And of course, I had to do my research on that. And very early on in life, she had to, she was diagnosed with this rare type of cancer that affects kids. Hey, y'all. This is so new for me, going to both of them back and forth, going from right now to Instagram and Facebook. Listen, I'm trying to do it. I am trying to do it, everybody. We have got to get this information out here. She had received a kidney before, but now she also needs a new one. So this is also a request to get out there and let people know why it's so important to become organ donors. So let me pause right here. I need everyone to not be stingy. I need you to swipe and invite. Okay, I need you to swipe and invite. And hello, Steve. Hello, Auntie Mildred. And my student popped on. Hello, Miss Frazier. Can she get extra credit? Now, baby, we'll talk tomorrow, baby. Share. I need everybody to share. Share. My kids trying to get extra credit. Lord have mercy. They are super funny. So please remember, if you are ever thinking about becoming an organ donor, the time is now. Remember that you can go to the different venues such as Register Me, and you can do that under me. Anybody in the country can do that. And also, if you are here in Florida, you can, do donatelifeflorida.org. And hello, Instagram world. If you are in Florida, you can do that as well. All right. So make sure that you fill out the information, and then how did you learn about it? And then put in Save 1000 Lives. Okay. Really just getting back. Sorry we were not on last week, but we had the biggest celebration for my parents. They celebrated 50 years of 50 years of marriage. So that was definitely a celebration. I had to apologize to my guests because I did have to pack up and get out. So if you can, just tell my parents happy anniversary, drop it in the chat, tell them happy anniversary for 50 years. And that would mean so much. They're a little under the weather right now, so I'm hoping they are watching, and I hope you all feel better. Okay. All right. So everyone in the comments, y'all know what I need you to do. Again, swipe and invite. Make sure that you're part of our Save 1000 Lives community. And I also need to make sure that you are following us on, that's right, YouTube, Instagram. Just make sure that you all are doing that, and we will be good. So let's get this interview started. Okay, again, welcome to Transplant Talk with Nyshonda. And I am your hostess with the mostest. So please go to our YouTube channel. All right, so let's bring on my guest. And y'all just not going to believe it, all right? Because y'all know I like to go. I don't just stay in Florida. I travel. I travel over social media. I travel to all of these places. And so if you all are watching, just kind of drop where you are. Just kind of drop where you are so we know, hey, Miss Tanya, how you doing? All right, here they come, here they come, here they come, here they come. So everybody, welcome Miss LQ. All right. And Miss Danielle, Mrs. The Gold Rings. How about that? Let me just say that before I mess something up. It's the Gold Rings. They are here and we are here for them. And guys, just welcome them. And they have come to us all the way from where, ladies?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Y'all see what I'm saying? Like y'all see what I'm saying? Like we all the way in Louisville. Okay. Never been to Louisville, but here I am in Jacksonville by way of the Goldring family. So, guys, thank you all for being here. Now, watch. Now I said her name just perfectly. Now, all of a sudden, my tone don't work right. So, if you would tell the audience your name, so I do not mess it up.
My name is LaQuaya Goldring.
Okay. So, everyone, LaQuaya, and introduce your beautiful wife.
This is my wife, Danielle.
Okay. And y'all have been together how long?
10 years.
I would have done for anything for 10 years. I really, really would have. I would have loved to have 10 years with somebody. So, God bless y'all. God bless y'all. And she has been, Danielle has been right by your side this whole time, seeing you through your ups and downs. But before we go there, I want you to tell the audience just a little bit about yourself, a little bit of background of how this journey, how you got to this journey in the beginning.
Okay, so my journey started when I was a toddler. I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, which is a kidney cancer. I had a golf ball size tumor on my left kidney. By the time they discovered the tumor, I had to be rushed to Kozar's Children's Hospital, which is here in Louisville. And once I got to the hospital, the doctors automatically put me into surgery to remove both the kidney and the tumor. And so I did 6 months of chemotherapy. And coming this May, I'll be celebrating 29 years in remission. So I'm very, very excited for that day to come to continue celebrating that. But, I was a typical child, I would say. I spent a lot of time in and out of doctor's appointments, in and out of the hospital. But for me, that was pretty normal. So as I got older, I was diagnosed at the age of 16 with kidney disease after going into the hospital with an enlarged kidney and my blood pressure was stroke level. They told me I had a year before I would need a kidney transplant and have to go on dialysis. But within 2 months, a week after my 17th birthday, my blood pressure shot up to stroke levels. And I found out that I was going to need to do dialysis within 24 hours. So me and my family had to make a decision. So I was instantly hospitalized. And so I spent a few days in the hospital after getting a PD catheter placed in my stomach to be able to do dialysis at home 7 days a week for 8 hours every day, every night before I would go, well, while I was asleep or getting ready for bed. So I was basically chained like a dog to a machine 7 days a week, every night. Unlike most of my friends, if I ever wanted to go travel somewhere, I had to take the whole machine plus the supplies, plus have a sanitary room. And most of my friends didn't have their own rooms or the space wasn't equipped for the stuff that I needed to take with me. So a lot of the times I stayed at home and I just spent most of my time with my family and I see my friends at school. For a while, I tried to hide my kidney disease from my friends, but it got to a point to where I was missing a lot of school. I would stand up and my legs would swell. Every time I would drink or eat something, I would swell. I was constantly nauseous, migraines. My blood pressure was up and down. So it was a roller coaster that first time before I got my first transplant.
Wow.
So
Now, I don't want to omit your family because you have a very large family.
yes,
Tell us how many siblings you have.
I have 11 siblings plus four through marriage. So I'm very blessed. And of course, I'm the oldest of all 11 of my siblings. So got to make a way for the rest of them.
Wow. So you have a lot
I
of
know. Yeah, they
that's a
always
lot
tease me and call me their little big sister. So
of course. Of
yeah, they're
course.
all taller than me.
Yeah. Of course. Of course. So, you know, I know this all started when you were 2.
Hmm.
You know, that's a very, very, very long time. Um, and it's so, so wonderful that your parents instilled in you um the values that you have, and you are never giving up on being a part or looking to have a normal life, because from 2 years old, the hospital visits and trying to just go through school. And I know school had to definitely be difficult because nobody wants to be sick, you know,
Right.
especially going through elementary, middle, and high school. Um, and of course, you would want to hide it because you wouldn't want them to treat you any differently, right? So of
Right.
course, you're doing what you gotta do, but of course, you have your highs and your lows, okay? And that woman sitting right next to you have seen you at your highs and your lows, and
Hmm.
that's just one thing that most people don't really have. Some people can't even have surgery because they don't have someone,
Yeah.
a
Hmm.
caregiver. So Danielle, I want to come to you because, again, honey, you're a shero. Okay, just you are a shero. And man, you just give us a little bit. Oh, wait a minute now. Let's just make sure. I don't know who Miss Bertha is, but she say happy anniversary.
That's my
Um,
That's
mama.
Mom Dukes.
right. You know what, Mama,
That's
you should
Mama.
have been on the show too, because we know that Wilms tumor is not in everyone. So it's kind of, can we say that it is a rare disease?
Yes, ma'am. We
And
can.
the chances are, I want to say it was Gary Coleman that had this kidney disease as well. Is that correct?
I do believe so.
Okay, so I think it was Gary Coleman. And if some of y'all too young to know who Gary Coleman, he played on Different Strokes. He did pass away. So at all of this time that this is happening, what is the life expectancy when you were told that you had Will's tumor? Was there some doubt? Was there anticipation of you not living long?
Yeah, there was doubt. They had believed that they caught the tumor in time because I was in stage 2. But
Yeah.
even at stage 2, you're never guaranteed to live to see another day.
Wow.
So I spent 6 months in the hospital, and my mom was in high school at the time. So she would travel back and forth every day, and she would do her work at the hospital while taking care of my little sister. And my Mimi would stay with me every day at the hospital. So it became a routine for us. And people always ask, how do you remember that? And I always tell people those most traumatic moments in your life, you never forget them. You
That
remember those people that held you down and that had your back, and those people that prayed for you and taught you how to pray, even as a toddler.
that part. This is what I'm talking about. That your parents instilled that in you to know. Listen, we gonna pray. We definitely, we're gonna leave it, to God, and we're gonna trust Him to, pull you through. One of the things with my late husband, we said, we have a win-win situation. If I pass away, I get to be with God. If I live, I get to be with you. And so that was, at first, that was hard to just even say those words or digest those words, to to fathom, hey, I won't be, here with you. But I mean, Danielle, I ain't forgot you, honey, because I just saw Mama saying that. Mama, you should have been on this show too, because being a young mother, watching your baby
Yeah.
go through it. I couldn't imagine. My daughter was in the hospital once, my oldest one, and it was something respiratory. I was crying in like, oh my God, what you doing? So I can't even imagine going through this cycle that you went through, and see you at 2, 3 years old. Like, this your baby.
Mm.
And so the plea and the call of action for everyone to become an organ donor is so real. And this is why, because this young lady has been able to, you graduated college, I mean, graduated high school. You're also, at college, and you have big goals and dreams and aspirations. And, just tell everybody what you were going to school for.
So I recently graduated from the University of Louisville with a pre-med degree in psychology. My next degree is going to be a post-bac in biology so that I could go to medical school. I'd like to become a doctor. So I'm pretty excited for the journey. It
Wow.
hasn't been easy living with kidney disease and having to alter my school schedule, but I'm gonna do it.
Make
I'm
it happen.
sticking to it. I pray on it, and I just let God do what He does.
And that's all we can do. Now,
Oh yeah.
because I'm going to give to you, sis. Okay. How have this journey been for you watching
Uh,
your wife? And then, first of all, you married her knowing that that this is what she was experiencing, and you still married her and love on her. So just tell me, because you could have ran away. So just tell me what made you stick around, sis.
I would say probably because when we first met, there's something in her spirit. I mean, she has a really genuine spirit. At church, we call it the white dove effect, meaning that when you get around that person, you just feel this sense of peace. You feel, a sense of positivity. And when I had learned her story, and I had, obviously I learned the story after I got to know her, but I was like, how is somebody going through all of that so happy? Like, she ain't ever complaining. She ain't upset about nothing. If I ever complained about little silly stuff, she would always say something inspiring to make me be like, oh, okay, you're right. That's stupid. You know what I mean? So it just even gave me a better outlook on life. And I just kind of was like, I want more of that. I need more of that because I wasn't used to being around that type of environment where you can always see the best in every situation. So when I saw somebody going through just about anything that could possibly hit you, find a reason to be happy and to live, I was like, I should have no excuse of why I can find a reason to be happy and live. So honestly, for me, that is what drove us, I guess, close together. And her health never really was an issue for me. I mean, she told me from the beginning, her story, her background, and everything she was going through. But I'm not gonna lie, like she met me when I was like really, really young. I was 19 years old. I was 19 years old when we met, and I mean, I don't know. I was just like, okay, like that's what you got going on. Okay, like what's that supposed to be in what? You know what I mean? So it didn't really deter me from wanting to gain that friendship. So I mean, it was never an issue.
Okay.
We just came up on 10 years. How many surgeries have you had?
Here in the past year, I've had from July till now, and about I'm gonna say probably about 55 to 60 here recently on my right arm, just so that I can be able to get proper dialysis. Every 2 or 3 weeks, I'm calling the surgeons to get in for them to be able to open my arm back up because my veins keep wanting to close off. And there's really, at this point, there's just nothing they can do. They're just saying it's just a part of the course that I have to go through until I'm transplanted. So the sooner I'm transplanted, the less surgeries I'll have to have. And hopefully and prayerfully, I'll never need another fistulogram again. But prior to this, I had a I had an AV graft in my left arm for dialysis when I first started, and then I had a dialysis catheter in my neck on both sides and in my stomach at one point.
And then you're growing.
So, and I've had one in my growing. So it's been at least in total, I'm gonna say over 100 surgeries in the last 5.5 years. So it's been a process that we've had to go through. A lot of the hospitals here, they know us pretty well. They're expecting us to bring our our blow up queen mattress.
Okay, okay. Yep, take it on in there and make it do what
Yeah.
it do. I know, because I know you, and you go and get comfortable while you are while she's in the hospital. So of course you go there and and just be comfortable, make her and make sure, because you always want somebody around. And listen, COVID don't help this at all.
No.
It does
But you
not.
know what though?
Okay.
Because of the lifestyle that we already have, COVID to us was just, and to me personally, in my mind, I'm like, well, I feel like this is the precautions y'all should have been taking. Like, don't ever walk in this room without no mask on and you hacking and coughing and rubbing your nose and touching your mouth, and you know what I mean? Because when somebody's is already immune, compromised, you should take the utmost care with that person, regardless. Like at all times, you need to just go ahead and treat that person as if this is, the end, not the end, but like this is like do or die for them. Like I need to be extra careful. I need to make sure I have my gloves on, stuff like that. So personally to me, I actually appreciated the
Hmm.
extra precautions that were
Okay.
now added just
Mm-hmm.
because when people come into the hospital, they're not there as a checkup. It's not a doctor's appointment. It's
Right.
9 times out of 10 an emergency. You know what I
Right.
mean? So if
Correct.
it's an emergency, it should be treated, as such. It should, you should be very cautious with that. So honestly, I don't feel like it's made it worse for us. It's just made it better. The only thing that's kind of made it worse with COVID is if there was ever a doctor's appointment that she needed to get into, like right then and there.
Mm-hmm.
They're wanting to do like telehealth, which is where they go online and do a virtual appointment. And I just feel like for somebody with conditions that are rare or that have to kind of be seen in person and kind of tested in person, doing that virtual appointment is not really helping them. So that's probably the only thing that I would say was like, I don't know about that. But other than that, I mean, do you feel like it
No,
made
because I
sense?
always tell everybody, you over here talking about you scared of this and scared of that. You should have always been if it was
Mm-hmm.
about all that.
Mm-hmm.
I remember a time when I was in high school, not even probably 4 months after I got my transplant, I begged to go back to school because I had been out for at least 4 months and I had to be, basically go through all the PPE stuff they're doing now.
Right.
Everybody's got to put on masks, wash their
Always
hands,
have to do it.
make sure they're not sick, make sure that they're clean when they come to your house,
The
all that
room
good
has to be
stuff.
sanitized.
So yeah, and we had to get the whole house sanitized. So they told me if I ever wanted to go in public, I had to wear a mask. So I went back to school and there was this boy that came up to me one day and he laughed at me and he taunted me because I had a mask on. Now I fast forward to today and I think back to that moment and I'm like, I bet he's wearing a mask today.
I bet you
I bet
is
you
too.
is. You'll never know. You never know where life is gonna take you.
Right.
Right.
And I know any transplant patient that I've seen, like a heart transplant patient or a kidney transplant, even at when I got married, my good friend Solomon, he was there with his mask on. And so that was in 2017. I was like, Solomon was doing this,
Right.
he's acclimated, with
Mhm.
it. So, that it would not be, such a huge deal of, transitioning to more safety measures. But some people just definitely try to, the mask is definitely it's to protect you.
Right.
So, we're not trying to give you germs or any other person out there that system, cancer patient, what have you.
Mm-hmm.
And today is World Cancer, Day to the survivors. You know, in my family, my sister is my sister is a cancer survivor. Just recently, we had a friend, I don't call him doctor, but Miss Julia, First Lady Julia Dukes passed away, and she's a cancer. She had cancer and she passed away. So God bless her too. Any and everyone that has had cancer. And my good friend here, Derek Bryant, says hello, but he's gonna be on my show. Um, because he also had Wilms tumor very early in life. I'm not gonna give away all the secret, but he's gonna be on the show and I'm not taking no for an answer. And so we're gonna do that and and be done. But I do, I just want to take a step back with your plea for a donor? What would you say to somebody who is on the fence, who's thinking about it? I put your information here for people to be able to reach out and say what can you say to their hearts and mind about becoming an organ donor?
An organ donor is one of the more important things that you can do in your life, like nothing you've ever thought about. It's just as important as breathing. For me, every day is a struggle. Like the last few weeks, I've really been able to get up and down, been able to do my work, been able to just honestly breathe because my blood pressure has either been too low or too high. And the past week has been way too low to where there's days I'm scared to go to sleep. And it's all because my kidneys aren't working. You know, I haven't urinated in 5.5 years, and I look forward to that day, to that joy of being able to be free to be able to eat and drink whatever I want. You know, every day I'm thinking about, did I drink too much? Am I going to be able to go on a vacation and be able to have something to eat or something to drink? You know, I feel like people don't understand that when you living with kidney disease, an organ donor really is the way to go. A living donor at that. You know, my first donor was a non-living donor, and God bless her and her family. Um, but you know, they made the decision off just knowledge that the doctor told them. And just like anybody else, it's all about knowing your knowledge. Get out there and meet people who actually need these organs. Listen to their stories. It's not just a story somebody's making up. If you could see me behind the scenes, you would be surprised, like, how's this girl even standing here? If you've seen the scars on my body that are permanent, if you've seen the way that they have to stick me 3 or 4 times just to get blood work because I have so much scar tissue built up in both of my arms. You know, it's just a battle getting ready for surgery in itself because they have to stick me so many times. And so I'm only can go, you know, so far out of town, 6 hours out of town. I have to be back for that call. You know, if I had a living donor today, I'd be ready to get the surgery like right now. I can't even lie. I'd be like, what I got to do. So
on the way.
you know, it's one of those things of, do you like to breathe? Yes, you do. So I want to live too. That would give me the choice. You know, I didn't wake up and put myself in this predicament of going through this up and down of kidney disease or even cancer itself. You know, these are not the things we inflict upon themselves. And people look at me and they be like, oh, you only 30. At the time I was 25. You too young to be going through this. You look too healthy. You don't look sick. And I'm constantly reminded every day that I don't look sick, but people don't seem to understand that I am sick. You know, my mental is just as well as affected as my physical body. On the days that I can barely get up and down, I'm in tears crying. I'm praying to God for strength just to be able to get up, strength to be able to take a bite to eat, because my blood pressure is never consistent. My fluids is always up and down. You know, when you get on those machines, they take out all your toxins and they leave you drained. Every other day, you're feeling like, am I going to be able to get up? I ask myself that question every day. Am I going to be able to survive this? Am I going to be able to fight for my family? Am I going to be able to fight for my wife? If I was to say goodbye today, would I be able to do it? And I keep telling myself, no, you're going to keep fighting this because God put you through this for a purpose. And you have a support system and you have strength. And people that become organ donors, they are a strength and they don't even know that. Just being able to make that call and make that decision, you are changing somebody's life. And, you know, even if you're not a living donor, just being a non-living donor by signing your driver's license, that changes up to 8 people's lives. You know, you're able to donate every single one of your organs. Be that change that people want to see. You don't have to make a difference just in death. You can make a difference in life. You know, people fail to realize the organs that you can donate as a living donor. You know, you can donate a kidney, a partial lung, you know, blood counts, even plasma. So, you know, a partial liver. So people need to consider these things when they hear organ donation. Know that there are faces behind that needs these transplants and not somebody just begging because they did the wrong thing. You know, we want to fight this. We want to live. And I'm just begging the audience, you know, go on my website, take a look at my website, learn for yourself what organ donation is. Even just look through my pictures, learn my story. I promise you, I will answer any questions you have. If you're scared of, you're going to lose everything because you got to be off work for 6 weeks. I promise you, there is a way to pay for your bills and to make sure you're fine. You know, a lot of people don't understand that when you donate a kidney, that is paid in full by the recipient's insurance here in the United States. So you wouldn't even have to worry about that. It's just being healthy enough to take that leap. And that's what I'm waiting for, is that one person that's going to be a match for me to take that leap, sign up to be a living donor, learn for themselves and make decision for themselves, and to learn the importance of giving the gift of life.
And I want to make sure, honey, you have said a mouthful.
Sorry.
Yeah. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Because it needs to be said. You know, I still have people I try to definitely convince that somebody, how do you know if you are a match? Somebody's on Instagram asking, how do you know if you are a match? What is your blood type? Just so that that people can know. Let's just put that out there so that people can know how to be able to help you.
So for me, I'm AB positive, but I can receive a universal donor.
Okay.
Where I'm at is because I've had a transplant in the past and blood transfusions. My antibodies are higher. So they're not only looking at, you know, the blood type, they're also looking at the antibodies of the donor and the recipient to make sure they're a match so that I won't reject the kidney.
Okay. Listen, everybody, and guys, thank you all. Thank you all for watching. And my guest, the last guest I had, Miss T.T. Coleman, an amazing story, how she was able to receive a kidney from her mom, and her mom wasn't even a match, and they did some type of amazing. They gave her some type of, I think it was experimental drug that they gave her, and she's had that kidney for over 25 years. And you know, it's just amazing. That is why I love Transplant Talk with Nashonda, so that we can build this bridge, build this community, and let people know how serious this is, because you really can save, you know, someone's life, be it a liver, be it a kidney, you know, be it a heart. If you just take it, just like she said, on your driver's license. And you know what? Just so that you know, it does not, at least in Florida, it does not have to be on your driver's license. You can literally go to registerme.org, or you can, I know you can go to Donate Life Florida, and you can itemize which organ you want, you know, you want to donate. You know, if you want to keep your cornea, you want to keep your pancreas and do everything else, that is also, you know, available to you. And I'm just really looking at, our guest, and this young lady has lupus as well, and you definitely, Miss Pretty Kiera. I have another friend on here that's a kidney recipient, but he also had lupus. So I'm so grateful for everyone that is chiming on and that is talking, and everyone is praying for you that you will receive that kidney, and we're looking forward to that in 2021, for her to be able to do that. Let this be the year that organ donation really increased. I want to say in 2020, there was an influx of kidney transplants and heart transplants, because when I'm on the LVAD group, I see more and more people saying, hey, I got the call. And I'm like, oh my God, you know. And then you also had something special, because you got on that list the first time, but you were on there for how long?
For 10 days.
Now,
so I did dialysis for 5 months, and then I was on the list for 10 days.
I never heard of anybody being on that list for 10 days.
My doctor said the same thing. I said that was all God.
It had to be.
Yes.
It definitely had to be. And again, they're saying that they're praying for you, and God will provide. And of course, Mama say we claiming this, you know, our year. So if you all would, you know, do a watch party, please do a watch party. Please share this video, especially if it's on YouTube. Please share that too, because this is very, very important. We want her to be here. We want her to live. So I'm asking, you know, both streaming media, I'm asking everybody that's on here and on there, please, if you would please just, you know, just think about it. see if you are able to be a match. And again, we know where she is. How many different lists are you on?
I'm currently just on one, and I'm at the Cincinnati Medical Center, and that's in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Okay. So I just want to make sure that people and okay, Miss Kier, I'm definitely going to read your comments because I see what you're saying. Um, one thing that you mentioned, before is you are an advocate. You do go out and you do tell people, you pour your heart out. You're working with a certain group, to be able to get out and help people. And I want to make sure you also help with children that has, let me not misquote myself, but you are working with the youth in some type of capacity, correct?
Yes, I work with the Global Liver Institute as a pediatric and rare liver diseases intern. So we work with all liver health that includes children and adults. And our focus is all liver health and policy, research, and education. And we try to give back as much as we possibly can in everything we do. So I started with them back in November, and I love the work that we're doing. One of the things that we're focused on is the changes in policy around living donation and just liver health in general, but they also, work with other communities, like such as the kidney disease community, just making sure that we're all fighting this together. Just
Right.
because one disease may be different than another doesn't mean we can't stand stronger together.
I just love you. I just love you, to have this position that you have. I don't know what I am so grateful and blessed that all of my guests are just they're God-fearing and they have such a positive attitude, and that really should rub off on more people that are afraid. And like you said, guys, please go to her website, and I had it. I'll put it back up for you all to, go there and go to her website and check out her story. You're judging the book by its cover, but go ahead and open the pages and start reading the book so that you can see how this really could change her life and her family's life. Could you have handled this if at 2 years old, and then you then have gone through what you're going through, and she is still standing and fighting.
Yes.
So many people
Yes.
have been knocked down and just like, I'm not even getting up. But I love to be around people that have that I will never, I'm going to bend, but I am not going to break attitude. That is such a positive attitude to have. I hope the people that are watching on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, this is the kind of attitude that you got to have about life, especially, in a pandemic. And I heard you mention it, on another show, that you made sure that you got a therapist because your mental health is so very important to endure all of this. You need your good God and a good therapist. And
Yes.
so that is what she is doing. So I don't understand why people, yes, I know I love the Lord, but at one point I need somebody to talk back to me and just let me know, hey, it's all right, sis. You're going to be all right. You're not crazy for what you're thinking.
Right.
You're not thinking about hurting nobody or hurting yourself, but you want some answers.
Right.
Get you a therapist. I have to give a shout out to my cousin Tammy Thurman, who's in Tammy Thurman Holt, that is in Orlando. Guys, if you are in Orlando and you need someone to be able to talk to, she's a good therapist. Like, you got to be able to find you somebody. You can talk to your pastor, but when you have somebody that's trained, that's not going to judge you, they don't know you. They're not going to tell your family secret. Okay, get you some help. And for you to be in this position, your medical condition, your mental health is so necessary. We know suicide is on the rise since COVID. So As long as you get yourself, you got your shero by your side, ladies and gentlemen, please, please, please. I promise I'm not gonna hold you long. And Mama, you are welcome. I will have her on the show at any time. Matter of fact, when I get ready to do my telethon in August, she and her wife with her new kidney before August
I
29th.
know that's right.
Before August 29th, I'm definitely gonna have her on my telethon. Yes, it will be 5 hours. We're gonna rock it out. And we're gonna make sure that she's gonna be on there and she's gonna give her story of how she overcame this not once but twice again. And then that's what we're gonna make it do what it do. So I thank you all so much. I don't think there's anything else I need to say because LQ just said it all for us. She poured
Can I
her
put something into perspective for the viewers real quick?
Yes, ma'am. Go right ahead.
So, going back to the whole question of like why or how somebody can become a donor. So, I want people to keep in mind and think about it this way when you're trying to make the decision of being a donor. One, just because you sign up to become a donor on your license or with your doctor or anything like that does not mean that when somebody is in need, they're going to give you a call. That is not what that means. If you sign up to be a donor through, the driver's license place or whatever, that just means that if something is to happen to you, God forbid, and you no longer are on this side with us but now gone with the Lord, then they have the permission already for those doctors to go ahead and make sure they prep your organs to go ahead and be dispersed into people who are in need. So signing up to be a donor through the license place is only for when you are deceased. So you just went ahead and said, I do not mind that you use my organs to bless somebody else since I can no longer use them. If you want to be a living donor, you do have to specifically sign up per the person in need. You would have to go directly through their transplant director, through their insurance and stuff like that, so that when you are getting tested, you are specifically getting tested for that person in need. So I need everybody to understand the difference. So don't think just because you don't know somebody directly right now on this side of life that you cannot be a blessing to somebody. If you are afraid to take from yourself on this side, you can still be a blessing when you go on. I mean, there are people who can use your lungs, who can use your heart, who can use your corneum, they can use your skin for skin grafts. People are burned every single day from God knows what. I mean, for kidneys, think about children who are born with missing organs or children who are born with organs on the outside of their body. They were born like that and they can't use it. And if it wasn't for, maybe a donor or a cadaver or something like that, they would have no access to that type of help and healing. I also want you to keep in mind too, when making the decision, if you are going to be a living donor, it needs to be selfless. It needs to be ordained by God, and it needs to be something that you feel you are heart driven to do. If you have to second guess it, if you have to question it, then that might mean that you aren't mentally prepared to be a donor. And that is very important. Just getting tested to see if the blood type matches, to see if the tissue type matches, that's not the only thing they look at. They will look at you all the way around full circle. They want to know what your mind is like. They want to know what your health is like. They want to know, even your future, what might pop up for you. And also know if you have health issues, if you have your own battles through health and you're like, well, I can't donate because of that, that is okay, because pretty much that should let you know too that you can trust the organ donation process. They are not going to allow you to be a donor if it is going to put your health in jeopardy. Meaning, if you have a family history of high blood pressure, no, they will not allow you to become, a donor for kidney because you might eventually need a kidney yourself. If you have, liver issues that run through the family, anything like that, if you have skin cancer or something like that that runs through the family, they're not going to allow you to donate because you yourself might be in need in the future. And the point of donating is to be a blessing and help someone else's life expectancy to match your healthy life expectancy, not to deplete your life expectancy for somebody else's. So you're not giving up yourself for somebody else. You're taking a piece of yourself to help add to somebody else, but still leaving you just as equivalent as you was even before you donated. So after you donate, if you're healthy enough to be that donor, you don't live your life feeling like you donated. You don't even know that that organ's, no longer there. Because if it's going to take it from you, they're not going to use it. So keep that in mind as well when you're going to be a donor for somebody. Make sure that it's something that you truly feel moved to do. Don't feel like somebody owes you just because you do that. And vice versa. If you are the person in need of an organ, don't think that people owe you anything, because they don't. This is supposed to be a blessing. This is
All
God's way of
right.
saying, I am plentiful, I am abundant, I
All
make
right.
more than enough. I can give
Okay.
it to you and give it to them too. People
Okay.
need to know that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes.
then also just, put this into perspective too. So it's not always somebody who was expecting the transplant to be in need of a transplant. I
Right.
want y'all to think about this as yourself. God forbid this happens. So we're not putting this in the atmosphere, but I'm just saying, God forbid that something happened and you end up in an emergency, and tomorrow you are now facing an emergency transplant. You was healthy, you had no background, health issues, you've
Right.
never had any scares with your organs, but God forbid something took place that now you are in an emergency state, that if you do not get that transplant within a window of, so many hours or whatever, that you cannot prolong your life. Now, do you feel like for yourself, if there was more than enough people signed up to be donors, if they are, deceased or whatever, that you could have now been able to continue your life after an accident, instead of saying, well, now my life has to end, because all these people who are no longer here, who can't do anything with those organs but take it to the grave, they could have been a blessing to me, and maybe I could have kept going. So think
Right.
about it like that too. If it
Right.
was you in this moment right now, would you want
Right.
somebody to be able to be selfless enough to say, you know what, I don't know you, I don't know what you've been through, I don't know what you've done to people and what you ain't done to people, but let
Right.
me be a blessing back to you, because maybe going forward you will appreciate life a little bit more. Maybe you
Right.
will, spread God's love a little bit more. Maybe you'll be
Right.
more conscious about the type of person that you are. So I mean,
Absolutely.
just think of yourself and your children and your family. What would you want for your kids if it was them? What would
Exactly.
you want for your spouse, your mother, whoever? So
Right.
when going to look into this information, think about it like that. Don't just look at the person, like she said, as a story. Think about the background of what's going to happen to that person, even when they're no longer on the live. Even when
Exactly.
I no longer see them post a picture, I don't
Right.
know what's going on behind closed doors. I mean, we could literally log off right now and anything could take place after this
Absolutely.
live. I want people to
Absolutely.
keep that in mind too. There's still that fight and that battle when the lights and cameras is off. So just think about that
Absolutely.
when you're wanting to donate.
I want to say that, child, we might have to have a part two, honey. Let the church say amen. Um, because, because and you could tell like how long she's been dealing with this. They literally was so candid and open, and you can hear their heart in what they're saying right now. This is what they're dealing with. This is their life. This is their reality, not ours. I just so happen to be a fly on the wall that she allowed me to come into her personal space and give her testimony. And everybody won't be as candid about what's going on because again, Danielle is watching her in pain. She's holding her while she is in pain and she's enduring everything that she's enduring. Thank God that, Danielle is there for her. So I want to thank you all for just opening up so much and letting us into your heart. This is touching and emotional, baby. Y'all, let me tell y'all something. The doors of the church can be open right now because we need to take a collection because you all just really, really spoke. You spoke some truth. And I normally don't even try to go this long. I try to keep it under 30 minutes. But what the words that you said are inspiring. And thank you so much just for being, the graphic details that you've given. Guys, I'll applaud you again. Miss Pretty Kara say don't make her cry. And y'all know the rule. Ain't no crying on this show. But
Oh,
you
I just
know,
violated it.
I
yeah,
did.
you and Miss Verna violate Michelle rules, but don't make the whole cry, you know. But I'm not gonna even go on any further. I do thank you all so much for just being a part of Transplant Talk with Nashon. And like I said, we claiming it before August 29th, 2021. Before then, we claiming it, and she's gonna get this.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna bless her, even if it has to be, you know, I bring you one, and somebody else bring me one, and we switch it. How what is that called again?
The kidney exchange program.
See, y'all done got me so hyped up over here. My brain, it's just not even working because that was so touching and beautiful, just from your heart, and just to see Danielle just give it. Like this it now. I done had it up to here. I need y'all. I need y'all to understand how this has to happen. So thank you all. Just thank you so much. And yes, you can hear frustration. Thank you so much. And if you go back and read the comments of Miss, I think she's definitely has a movie about her life coming, or definitely a book, a short movie or something. We need to get Lifetime in there because this is a lot. But again,
Calipari on the line.
hello, before August 29th, 2021, we gonna have this kidney for her, and she'll come back on the show and tell us she gonna bring us back again because we will hear all of the good news that comes with this. Amen.
Amen.
So I'm gonna put y'all backstage for a second. I'm gonna close out.
Thank you, everybody, for watching.
Yes,
God bless y'all.
Y'all better hear what she say now. Just hear what I don't want to have to bring them back now because they powerhouses when they together. Okay. Yes, we claiming it, Francis. We sure claiming it. All right, and guys, thank you all so much. Thank you all for tuning in and watching Transplant Talk with Nashonda. And next week I will have my guest finally, Mr. D'Angelo, who received his kidney transplant before 2021. So I thank you all so very much. Can't wait to hear her transplant story. Exactly, Miss TT. I'm telling you. All right, so guys, God bless you. And yes, amen. We're gonna claim that. So if you are where she is, do this naming and claiming, swipe and invite. Please share this YouTube channel. Let's get these views up. And thank y'all for watching over here on Instagram. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you, Miss Andrea Loomsome. I hope I said that right. All right. We'll see y'all later. God bless you all. All right. Yeah, over here. God bless y'all too. Instagram. God bless y'all too.